So we are down in Hythe, which is where I used to spend my youth, and this is the Royal Military Canal. So the Royal Military Canal was a bit of history now. Was a canal dug in Napoleon times to hide the British fleet from the Spanish and the French and all the others, the Italians I suppose, being Napoleonic times. And they used to bring the sailing ships in from the sea and hide them up here in this canal. Now obviously it's not for that anymore. It's just sort of a nice walkway. We used to come down here as kids and fish for days on end. So the original bridge used to be just down there, and we used to camp just over there, go across the bridge and up the hill, which is over there, I'll do in a minute. And yeah, many a year of misspent youth down here, throwing each other in the canal, having all sorts of misadventures. So this is the hill we used to clamber up when we were kids, and up there you can just see, I've zoomed in on it, as an old World War II radar. This area was sort of front line for in the Second World War. They used to come over from France, the Germans, and do their bombing raids on London, and they used to catch them here before they got to London, and Spitfires used to come over here and fight off all the Germans. And that was a radar that used to listen out for the German planes coming. We used to go up there when we were kids and run round it, see how high we could get each side. Can't do that anymore, unfortunately. It's a bit decrepit now, but it's still up there. All these years later, I was here, so I was a kid here 50 something years ago, and it's still there. So strangely, this hill used to be the coastline in Roman times. This is where the sea used to come up, and actually if we get that far, a bit further along is an old Roman port. We're going to wander along there a bit later on, and yeah, it's an old Roman port, which is still, the ruins of it are still around, and we used to play up there too, but I'll take you there a bit later on. So this is all a bit of a trip down memory lane for me, probably boring as hell for everyone else. So I don't know if this comes out in the video, but just there, we used to call it the cowshed, but it was an old bunker where the soldiers used to sleep that manned the radar. And oh, a bit what? God, dear, been drinking too much. A bit shaky. It's quite chilly. Anyway, so yeah, and we used to go sit on top of the cowshed with all the kids from the campsite we used to stay on, to sit up there and look over the Romney Marsh, just like they did in the old days. This actually is still used for the soldiers do their practice up here, and we used to sit on the cowshed and watch them do all their manoeuvres. But yeah, this hill goes on for miles. Just over there, hidden behind there, is a sound barrier that they used to pick up sound. So the radar used to pick up obviously radio signals and stuff, and the sound barrier used to pick up the sound of the planes coming in. So there's a lot of history on this old hill. And actually just over there, just there, we were up here in a storm, and we came and hid under a tree, and lightning struck the one just down from us. And so that's when we found out that in a lightning storm you don't hide under trees. But yes, good old days. Long time ago now. So this is an old replica of what the sound barrier used to look like. And this map gives you an idea of where we were. So we're sort of, where are we? About here somewhere. And obviously France here, Dunkirk was here, and the Germans had taken all this area, and they were trying to get into Britain via Kent. So this was a real defensive line. London's up here. So this is the real sort of first defence of Britain, and that's where we are at the moment, which yeah, it's that little pointy 8-bit. That's Dungeness, where we were the other day, where the power station, the lighthouse and that is. And then that's what the old sound barrier used to look like. used to catch the sound of the aeroplanes used to come in, and they used to resound off this, and then they'd record it. You can see from down that thing there, and they'd be able to hear the planes coming across the English Channel. Anyway, end of history lesson. Back across the bridge. So walking along the canal a bit from where we were before, we used to come up here to play as kids, and there, if you can just see the old stone walls in between the trees there, that is the old, I say Roman, but it could have been anything during the era. Roman, Saxon, not sure which, but that's the old port. Used to be a harbour, so the coastline used to be here, and just above that, you can't see it past the trees, is a castle called Lim Castle, which was built later. But yeah, so where the marsh is so flat, literally we're at sea level now. This used to be a harbour back in the Saxon and Roman times, and we used to go up there as kids, and there used to be a little underground stream that we used to play and dam up in between the stones. There's actually fewer now than there used to be. You can only see like 3 or 4. There's one over there which is a bit closer, just there. But yeah, we used to go up there and make little dams, and it was such great times. But anyway, and that's the other end of the hill. And we'll carry on walking along here. Got to look at her. She might be 90, my mother, but she can walk still. So after a few hours up the hill, playing on the ruins, we used to come down here and fish. And that's the original canal. Actually, there's a good map here of showing you where the canal used to go. So from Seabrook and Hythe, right around the marsh to Hastings, 28 miles. And this is where they used to hide all the sailing ships so they could come out either end to attack the Spanish forces back in, well, as it says there, look, built in 1804 and 1809 for strategic defence against invasion in the Napoleonic Wars with France, 1793 to 1815. It's pretty amazing to think that they dug 28 miles of canal in 1804. Think how much work that would be without a JCB. Goodness me. Wouldn't do that these days, they'd all go on strike. They'd all complain that they were working too hard. Stopping here for some lunch. And if you're from Croydon, I think that one's more apt. That's it? No, that's not it. Where is it? Where's it gone? Oh, it's over there. For the shakes now. Yeah, got that one, yeah. So we're on Hythe Beach, and down there is the Martello Towers and the fishing boats, and the Martello Towers are old gun placements that they used to get during Napoleonic times to catch the fleets as they come over the channel. And there's the channel. Can't quite see France. See a ferry over there going out and the fishermen. Used to come down here fishing when we were kids, never used to catch anything. But right On that peninsula over there is Folkestone. Just over there is Folkestone. And then round the corner from that is Dover. I think 80 years ago you'd sit and watch the bombers come over from Germany to bomb the hell out of Britain, but it's still here. So that's the Lazy Shack, that's where we just were. Very cool place. Amazing little thing to work in. Really cool place. Mum, look, 90 years old and still struggling across the stones. If she goes down now, I'm going to have to run. Very cool. All the old fishing boats.